Today we are going to break down Back for More TXT, the dance practice. I've been waiting to do this because it's been a while since I've done a dance review, and I'm really excited about this one because TXT, right from the start, they grabbed my attention when I watched the music video Back for More. We gotta break it down, so let's roll it, baby. I love this intro part right here, and I'll tell you guys why. The stage presence and the energy on the way that he starts is top notch. Grabs your attention right away. We'll follow up with them walking down the stairs or bleachers, whatever you guys want to call it. I like how they're using the jackets as props already, right in the beginning. This intro part right here, they started off really strong, really clean, clear pictures and everything. Here's the Michael Jackson lean. And I love that effect right there, and I have to point that out. And we haven't even really been in a minute and 30 of the video, and they've already had a bunch of formation changes. Like I said, I just want to point out how clean they are and how strong they start, because I think that's what sets the tone for us to keep watching the entire dance, watching the video, right? So it's really important to have a lot of stage presence right off the bat, because you're not going to watch a whole dance practice or just a whole dance that's about maybe 3 minutes long if they don't capture your attention within the first 3 seconds. It's really important. I'm glad that they did that, and again, that's the reason why I gravitated towards TXT right off the bat. And I'm gonna rewind to actually this section right here where he does the snapping and he's going towards the left, to the left in the video, but on their perspective, it's actually stage right. I just gotta point out for you guys, because that shit was sick. That shit was sick. See, look at those formation changes. Love that scrolling effect. I like to call those scrolling effects. It's nice to the eye. Like, I don't even know how to explain it like that. And what I love about this chorus section is that it's very memorable. Jesus. Like, even if you don't know how to dance, this is something that is iconic towards the song. So I want to go back to all the way even before the chorus. They have this floor section that they actually go into. And I want to point out how seamless they got onto the floor without looking like they struggled. Like, I know the music is loud, but the fact that I didn't really hear any squeaking noises or like kind of like struggles from the members going down to the floor like that just tells me how like they know how. They're very aware of this spacing. They're also very aware of their bodies and know how to actually make these moves look effortless versus looking like they struggled. Because that's not a move that a lot of people can just do and make it look easy. It's one of those moves where it's like you have to practice it a bunch to make it look effortless. And I think TXT probably got it down like the first 3 times when they were probably rehearsing this. Can't go wrong with the... You can't go wrong with the dolphin dive here. Where's it? And the craziest part about only having 5 members on stage right now is how big their stage presence is as 5 people. Think about that. That's really saying something. This entire section, I like how they use the backup dancers as like accent choreo to really highlight the duo in center. So I want to point out this part right here, this groove where they get into a column. It really matches the song right here, right there. And the staging for this specific section was very well done. Was very well done because they used the backup dancers in a way where they have choreo for them, but it essentially highlights whoever is in center. And currently right now, obviously it's going to be the duo, then it becomes the rest of TXT, right? So even though they're backup dancers, they're very important in the staging and formations because it highlights everybody else that much more. Having a lot of people on stage is also very essential if you're trying to do it for a big stage like the VMAs. Yeah, even though they only have 5 people, right? I love how they play around with just a lot of formation changes and a lot of effects. And that's what's impressive about TXT. Love that. So I actually want to point out this one thing where, I don't know everybody's names just yet, but they do this move. He's going to do this move while everyone does this like down up. That's essentially like a good way to create like a mini effect where you have one person doing something slightly different because your eyes are already on them. And what it does is that when everybody else does something different to accent that move, it makes that move just a tiny bit bigger. It just gives it a nice effect. And I'm going to go back to it and hopefully I go back to the right spot. I'll try to point it out. Yeah, that part. That was the part that I'm talking about. It's like, it's nothing crazy, but it's a good way to get your eyes still on the screen or on the dance because it gives us a nice effect. And I love how groovy this dance is and how difficult the dance is. I like that curtain effect that they kind of used to bring up the backup dancers. Before we go into that reveal, I want to actually go and highlight this section because this was kind of like almost a seamless way of bringing the backup dancers in by using some sort of like curtain effect, right? So they're going to do the choreo and kind of slowly condense in towards TXT. It's a good way to get on stage without being distracted. I love circular formations like that to do a reveal, especially for a dance breakdown. That is my favorite part of the entire dance. Okay, so I have to point it out. We're gonna get into the circular formation. So think about this where they're already on stage. Using the jackets as a way to kind of like obstruct your view a little bit to give a good reveal for center. Love the footwork and how crisp and clean that is. So I'm going to point out an effect that they actually use here to make the footwork a lot bigger with TXT than it already is. So the backup dancers will actually follow with the footwork, but they're not going to do the original choreo. They're going to be following with the footwork that TXT does, which essentially enhances the actual move. I'm going to go back just a little bit. Right there, where they're kind of like going in and out with the footwork. It's a good way to just enhance that move and make it look bigger on a stage like VMAs, right? And the reason why I like this dance practice a lot is they use the jackets with the dance. And TXT knows when to be loose with certain dance moves and when to be clean. There's that effect again that I mentioned earlier. Love that, love that. So I want to go back super quick to just the very ending, just because I just want to point out how you can just switch it up to being clean and then being groovy and then back to being clean. I also think that's a very underrated move where they're crossing their arms like this and they're doing this to kind of move formations. I think that's a slick way to kind of move formations without walking towards your formations, because with groups or with dance teams in general, it's actually very hard to be creative with the way you move formations. A lot of the times I see walking, I see running, but with this one, you could, with the elbow move that they, or the arm move that they did, was a like kind of a slick way to kind of change formations without making it obvious. And I love it when groups use choreo to change formations. Love this dance practice. TXT really impressed me. And again, I don't know all the members' names just yet, but I'm gonna do my research. But I cannot wait to break down more of their dance practices, because having 5 people be that skilled and really have the details down for whatever the choreo is, especially for only 5 people, is really difficult. The less members you have, the more you can pick out. You can kind of nitpick on these details because there's less people to look at, right? And the fact that there's only 5 people, they're really creative with their formations and they can actually switch around a lot, which I really do appreciate with a 5-man group, right? If you guys want me to break down specific dance practices from TXT, let me know on the comments down below, because I'm gonna be doing more. But I really love this dance practice, and I can't wait to break more dance practices down. But other than that, if y'all love TXT, subscribe. Peace.